certification process. Imagine Germany wants something. They want India to produce. And their standards they give. And they need it very badly. They say everything is fine. Tak, 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 everything, they take it. That's it. That is the process that goes on. Now what he said is tested, time tested. He has grown it well. The fellow has eaten. He is all right. That trust is built slowly and steadily. See, this is the real certification. There it is the need. Now America takes banana from all places. There is nothing like any control on that, quality control. So many pesticides are added. But because they take it, because they have the need, demand, they take it. They are eating. They say yes. And then basmati rice has some residues. They don't want it. See, this is all highly political. It is actually connected to the dollar value also. So there are so many issues involved here. So he is proposing local trust. Whatever 3 T's or 4 T's, we can add one more T, doesn't matter. So all these things are very important. And in this economic model, we are actually bothering about certification and this. But he is talking about the core value of real certification. So please understand the difference. A lot of questions. Yeah, the so-called essential amino acids that are missing in for vegetarians. That is the question. Basically, that is filled by the microbes that we have. In fact, we have 1,000 times more microbes than our own cells in our body. And that's why the khamir comes into picture. The fermented foods come into picture. The fermented foods take care of these issues. And the more diversity of the microbes you fill in your tummy, the more important things that are getting filled. And microbes, they actually fill a lot of things. I call it many times, I have told many places, it is second brain. In fact, that is the real brain. The gut microbes are not doing properly, not healthy, then your brain also doesn't function properly. I mean, there is called gut microbe to neural network, all that things established. It is already established. So why are we not talking about the health of the microbes and gut microbes especially? So for that only we need that fermented porridge, which is a cultural thing all over the world if you just go back to 100 years or 200 years. Even in Gujarat, even now I don't know the place, I only have read about it, that they have these bamboo bottles, they fill in the porridge, keep it under the ground for the right temperature around 26, 27 for a period of 1 day, and then they drink. And that is supposed to give all kinds of health benefits. I wanted to visit that place and check it out. But that same practice has been there in Nigeria. They actually have the roots, some of the roots dried powder, they make porridge and then give to the babies. Yeah, small babies. So I have answered those 2 questions. And refined oil, the RPM. See, the more process you do, the less nutrient values, basically. I will give you one example of groundnut oil. Groundnut oil, the pink coating of the groundnuts has got what is called resveratrol. It is a phenolic antioxidant, which is actually shown in the laboratory as anti-aging. Anti-aging means it does something in your brain such that your memory power is there and your nervous system falls in place and things like that. But when you use this higher RPM, that veratrol becomes something else. So now you have the same groundnut oil, but this main ingredient is changed its nature. So now if I have a bull-driven groundnut oil and then 18 RPM or 20 RPM cold-pressed oil, there is a difference. Am I right? Now, okay, now you have groundnut oil in present so-called market sold in the plastic sachets, which is refined oil, which has got almost maybe 20% or 30% of groundnut oil, which is again actually used as they have a big machinery to expel the oil from materials, means so much pressure. Sometimes they even use chemicals to get the oil, because fat is soluble in some particular solvents. They extract and then evaporate the solvent. So that way they increase the yield of extraction of the oil. So in the bull driven, when you use bull driven, 3 to 4 kilos groundnuts are needed to get 1 liter of oil. Whereas if you use this high tech, high pressure, high extracting methods, you may get 1 liter with 1.5 2 kilos itself. So these are the techniques that we are using. The same way like Bucci method, we lose certain things. So the least processes you use, the better for you for nutrition wise, health wise. These are 2 examples. So you can now grade these oils, refined oil. So the least processes in your food, it's better for you. The more processes, you're going away from health. Plus that. So you can rate them. Refined oil is not good. Cold pressed oil is okay. Bull driven oil is the best. So that way you can understand the problem. Yeah, TSH. This is very interesting. See, TSH actually 20 years ago up to 10 it was okay with these fellows. Now it has come down to 5. In fact, if you go to now American diagnostic lab centers, they are writing 4. So it's a very clear cut, obvious inference that they want to sell more tablets. As simple as that. So according to me, even if you have TSH 10, you will have no problems. Absolutely no problems. So now, do you believe that doctor or do you believe Dr. Khadar? It's left to your choice. You are free to choose. As simple as that. And fiber in the millets is actually cleaning a lot of things. And this is another point that is escaped the minds of or the attention of the people. The fiber, soluble and insoluble fiber. The insoluble fiber coats, because it is hydrophilic, coats from your anus to almost colon. The cleaning and encourages the right microbes in habitation. So this job is not done by anything else. Even if you eat fruits, even if you eat greens, raw food, this food, that food. Because how much raw food can you eat? How much fruits can you eat? And another important point is 75% of it is water. And in fruits and vegetables, it's actually 90 to 95% of it is water. So if you want to supply enough fiber, you have to eat, if you calculate, almost 8 kilos of fruits per day, which is not practical. And you cannot grow that many fruits. And if everyone eats 8 kilos of fruits, how many fruits we have to grow? It is impossible. It's impossible. Same thing with vegetables, greens, raw. Raw is always watery. And over a period of time, the grain food base, staple food came into being. And there is enough grass varieties in the world that, in fact, I am talking about only 5 grains because I have had 5-6 years of time to experiment on the diseased people so that we can heal them. So if you give another, I'd say I have done individually, single-handedly, without anyone paying me any money. 7 years, I have spent more than 1 crore rupees to do all these experiments. So if the governments are interested, then they can spend money and have more scientists. In fact, you can bring out minimum of 20 grains that meet this characteristic of carbohydrate by fiber ratio, single digit, glycemic index being less. So these characteristics I have filled in. So it's very easy for future generations to make the new discoveries on any grain that get in their local areas. But there are a lot of millets. In fact, you go to African countries, different kinds of millets. Well, luck of our country is that we harbor many of these wide varieties of millets. Even today in our villages, in our tribal areas, you go to Chhattisgarh, there are kodo is like 8 kinds of varieties of kodo millet is still present. So all these wonderful things are there which we have lost because of industrial food culture, corporate food culture, period. There is no other explanation. They have sat in their boardrooms and eliminated local food cultures and local food varieties. And if someone has any doubts and want to argue, it is your headache. It's your headache, that's all. And so if we do not get back to our local food culture, health is zero for you. So we all want to continue to eat the factory food. And as I've told you, the future is the drone is coming and going to keep you into your mouth. The McDonald, which is actually synthesized protein, sir was talking about. What all I need to know is your composition of your material. I can make Dr. Ajat's meat you want? I will make Dr. Ajat's meat. You want Aishwarya Rai's meat? I will make Aishwarya Rai meat. Whatever. We need to feed into the app and then it will start producing, synthesizing that particular protein. And they are ready to give you. So this is all in store for you if you want to go that way and believe that they are going to give you. I mean, this argument is always there. How can you feed so many people? And that is the argument that have been driving us into nuts and getting into this sick world. So let's not try to feed the whole world. Let's try to feed Punjab first. Let's try to feed Gujarat first. Gujarat will bother about feeding Gujarat people. They will grow millets, enough millets, process there and they will eat. You people actually, as you all know, you can grow to feed the whole India, even millets, if you mind it. You can grow enough millets with your natural resources and all, feed whole India. You don't need to. You feed yourself. That's enough. The other fellows will feed themselves. So everyone should feed themselves with their own hands. So do things like this. Let's not follow this factory model and let's give the power to this policymakers. So we are here to feed you. Oh, who are they to feed us? This is the question that everyone should be asking. Don't tell me that they are going to make policy and I will eat what they have given me. No, I don't want to eat what they are giving me. I will grow and eat. हमारा बहुत सारा knowledge है. There are a lot of people have done lot of work earlier. वो सब गायब हो गया है. Why have you lost that knowledge? And this is the question that you should be asking, not other way around. Thank you.